Voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me.
Hey, you're listening to Talk Supernatural Radio, where we speak so much truth, the only ones who don't believe us are those living a lie.
And live from New York, it's...
No.
What? It's not...
No.
Oh.
We're live.
Oh, we're live!
From...
Wisconsin.
It's not
near as fun.
It's not as exciting. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Heidi Linden.
And I'm Scott Linden.
And we are supernatural investigators. We explore all supernatural things and assist people with spiritually involved issues. Hauntings, spiritual oppression, mental illness, night terrors, self-harm, demonic influences. You can check out everything that we do at EP8 612SWAT.com. That's just creepy.
Yeah, I know. First, we got to give a shout out to Sophia, Maddie, Ava, and Big Crawdaddy Mason down in New Orleans. They listen every week, and it's their Friday night ritual. Let me tell you something, folks. It's ours, too.
You know what they said? They said, "We love you. We're your boos." But not as in ghost boo, they said. They said boo as in, like, they're sending our love.
Oh.
Aww. But you know what, Scott?
What?
Not everybody loves us.
What?
I know. It's hard to believe. So I think it's time for some hate mail.
Hate mail?
Hate mail.
Hate mail?
I hate you, everything about you. I hate you, 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 Cause the player's gonna play, and the hater's gonna hate, It's gonna shake, shake it out.
So this is going to be a well-written, classy, and articulate correspondence to our broadcast last week. It's in regards to mental illness being spiritually infused. Do you want to read it?
Yeah. It comes from someone very special called Anonymous. Very strange name. And it says, what a crock of crap. These people need help, not a religion. Why you gotta go there? Why you gotta be hating, dog?
I don't know. I'm sorry. Wait, did you hear that?
What?
That's me ignoring stupid. Yeah, that's what it was. You know, all we were saying last week is that mental illness is often a demonstration of the supernatural. Their dark powers, the principalities. We weren't asking anybody to join the Christian militia or anything. In fact, we were saying religion isn't good.
Yeah, religion can be a problem. Hello? Were you listening about the word religare, where the root word of religion comes from, and what it means? It actually separates you from God. It's a man-made thing that separates you from God. So religion, we know there's over, I think, 30,000 recognized variations of Christianity alone.
That's crazy.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
And so religion couldn't be a problem. Now, are we religious? No, we have a relationship with Christ, which is a little bit different than the man-made religions. But
and we're always explaining what works for us, and so we know that it works.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It works, yeah.
Wow. So now for those of you who are not hating on us, stop that whispering.
Slap number one.
Tonight we're going to discuss...
You're doing paranormal stuff. You got to have these little voices in the background. I could be that voice. But some people want that.
And the people that are listening are probably like, did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Well, yeah, but they'll be all like, they're haunted. And they'll be all into it.
Yeah, they're going to think they're haunted. They're not going to know it's you.
Oh.
Crazy. Are you done?
Yeah.
I'm going to have nightmares.
Oh.
Tonight's show is about spirits, the different types, the repercussions of them being around us, some of their history, and stories of. Now, while the era that we live in now is considered the age of science, belief in spirits has never been higher than now. It's, that spirituality is like booming. We personally have encountered so many things that I know that we could never deny the existence of spirits. But do we have all the answers?
No,
we don't. But we can narrow a lot of stuff down just between our encounters, other stories, the research that we've done, this study into the history, the culture, the folklore of different things. So a lot of times we should approach the supernatural with common sense, folks. People, just because it's paranormal doesn't mean we can't rationalize. We can. The supernatural is natural. It's natural to our souls, not just to our mindset. So Now, the English word spirit is Latin from spiritus, means
Spiritus.
no, not
Come forth, Spiritus.
like Spartacus.
Spartacus, Spiritus, spin her.
No, it means breath. Say it, breath.
Breath.
Oh, God, I say it much better. It's attributed to the disembodied souls of the dead. That's, a ghost. But it's not to be confused with a soul.
I ain't got nobody. Nobody can.
You do that every week.
I know, but it's always fitting.
It is, well, because we always talk about dead people and stuff. So, my son says, you're just not a normal mom. You just, you cast out demons. You help police catch crazy people.
Part of the day's work, I'm playing baby.
Now, a lot of people confuse the word or the term spirit with being a soul, and they're two separate things. We are spirit beings, but we live in a body, and we possess a soul. So I always say that life is like the hyphen between spirit and soul. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the belief in spirits goes back way before BC. The terminology changes from country to country, but the beliefs are very similar. In the 1800s, that's when spiritualists came out, started communicating with the dead. They made recognition of spirits popular, but most of them were money-hungry charlatans. Cha-ching. Charlatans. In the U.S., anything to do with spirits at that time was seen as like a deed or a ploy of the devil. So that was like bad news. You didn't want to do that stuff.
I gotta move this paper quietly, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to hear it on the air?
Yes. Wonderful.
Okay. There.
Thanks,
now
Scott.
No one heard that.
Now, somehow, spiritualist churches began and they gained their following. So I don't know how that, I guess it just was the time for the movement. But it's evident that human nature, for us to want to know what happens after death.
You ever notice that I always give all the great facts in these podcasts?
Like
and
what?
You just ramble on about nonsense?
Yeah, what's a good fact? Do you have one?
Well, not at the moment. I
Yeah.
just wanted to point that out.
Oh, you have the good facts?
Absolutely. I give all the data. I give all the details. I give all the information. And you just...
Well, it's because I'm a woman. That's what I do.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
You do ramble on.
Yeah. But most of the people listen. But they're not married to me, so. So we all want to believe that we go somewhere when we die, or that our loved ones are safe and happy.
You know something, Heidi?
Oh, no. What?
No, for real. This is going to cause controversy, but
Okay.
do you know that there is nobody in heaven except the one that descended from heaven and returned to heaven?
And you know that why?
Because that's what the Bible tells you. Nobody is in heaven. Not one. Not even King David. A man after God's own heart. That's the word of God, folks. I know you think Aunt Mary's looking down at you. But if you're Bible believing, you better read. Ain't nobody there, because you wouldn't want to miss the marriage supper of the Lamb, would you?
Oh, no,
or
you're
think
getting
that
too
other
deep.
people have been there for thousands of years and you're stuck down here in this world. Wouldn't want that. But hey, that's for you guys to send all that new hate mail.
No, don't send hate.
That's what they'll do.
I don't
think... Aunt Mary's in heaven? No, not yet.
Okay. But that's a whole...
She might go there later, but not right now.
That's a whole nother can of worms, though.
I do not like worms. Another thing is, too, that dust or video camera light reflecting off a bug is not an orb or spirit of a dead guy. Okay, we have to be really careful. A zillions of pictures and stuff come in from people. And like, look, an orb, this and that. And you know what? We were actually there one time ourselves. When we first started out, every picture had an orb.
People at Walgreens Photoshop loved us.
So we've learned that 90+% of what you think is an orb in a picture is not an orb at all.
Yeah. And I used to do photography. I still sort of do it, but I know a lot about the ins and outs of photography. So I'm a pretty good character of what's an orb and what's not.
What, then, Heidi, is a real orb?
Well, there's too many ifs and I don't knows. So when you're capturing a spirit, if you see... there we go with the mist, too. If you got a mist, that also could be fog. A lot of people go to graveyards and say, oh, look at the mist, but it's fog. Or it's the steam. If it's, depends on the weather, too. So you got to be real careful. I never hold any credence to an orb picture at all.
Yeah. Now, we do have a couple photos of mist on a photo.
But that's
indoor.
Right, and that's a situation, though, too.
And we had controlled photos with it.
Yeah.
Knowing that, okay, it was here, now it's not here. And we've also had red streaks in some pictures of places where there was nothing.
Right.
And we had controlled photos and uncontrolled, so we were able to decide, okay, well, this is not, dust or a mistake. This is something real.
Or a lot of times if one of the people that was with us, and they were sensitive, they said, I feel something over here, or our EMF meter was going off.
We had more things going on.
And then you took a picture, and there was this orb. And we have a couple that are excellent. Yeah. But you have to really, and they're rare. They're pretty rare. Best bet to know if a spirit's around is stuff that we already know. The strange noises and the shadows, the temperature drops, hearing voices, animals acting crazy. Well, all animals act crazy most of the time. That voice, that whispering, knocks, the pounds, things moving on their own, electrical problems. So when you got all that junk going on, that's one thing for you.
What are you doing with that piece of paper?
I'm moving it.
Oh.
Now, here's some interesting stuff. Okay, things to wonder. Why are spirits active at night? A lot of people want to know that. I just think darkness, breathes in darkness. But spirits become more active at night, possibly due to a reduced electronic disturbance. So when we're asleep, well, a lot of times people go ghost hunting at night and they experience stuff too. But I'm saying when we're asleep and there's not a lot of electrical stuff, you're more apt to connecting to them or hearing them and stuff. But they do feed off energy in general. They'll feed off our energy. But check this out. If a candle flame burns blue, a lot of times people will find out that there's spirits around because the electrical current with the flame and stuff. I've never had that happen, but I hear that's pretty common. But Albert Einstein proved energy cannot be destroyed, only change its form. And if we're energy, what would happen?
Change form.
Yeah, you do. So if we're energy, then what happens to us when we die? Think about it. Mm-hmm. Dun, dun, dun. Right?
The worm's going.
That song's freaky. Everything's freaky. Everything to you. So sometimes spirits can cause us to get sick. And that would be often demonic. Yeah. Well, not always demonic, though, because if a spirit's around and sucking up your energy, you're going to get tired, you're going to get headaches, and it's almost like dehydration if you've ever had dehydration. That's almost what it's like. So there's lots of people that give details that claim they're fact just because it's on the internet or printed in a
Unless,
book.
Of course, we've said it.
No. No, if we say it, a lot of people aren't going to agree with us.
We do try to research everything, and we don't take anything for assumption. Here's some false statements. How do you want to read some of those? Because I don't feel like it.
Yeah. Spirits have absolutely no sense of time. Well, that's not a fact. We don't know
if that's a fact or not. It's a possibility.
Right.
I mean, we know that God created time for the living, for man. That God's not, in time. He doesn't have to deal with clocks. Whether the spiritual world is or not, it's not a fact. We don't know that. Yeah.
So that's, that's one of my pet peeves is when people come out and they say something as fact. And it's like, you really don't know. No, we say fact because of what we've experienced, so it's our personal fact. What?
We all grown up, and everybody listening has grown up thinking and been taught that Pluto was a planet.
Yep.
And now recently they've said, okay, we were wrong.
Was it Pluto or was it Jupiter?
It's Pluto.
Okay, I don't know.
Saying, okay, actually it's just a ball of ice, sorry.
Yeah.
But growing up, it was a fact that Pluto is a planet. It's not. They were wrong.
And when our son was in school, they were still teaching it in the textbooks.
Yeah.
And so they were still teaching wrong because they didn't have the money to buy new textbooks.
It's like, it's actually a ball of ice. No, you'll have to put down it's a planet because that's what the textbook says. But we now know that it's not the truth. It doesn't matter. The textbook says this. It's like, really?
And it's true because our son got a bad grade, and we looked it up on the NASA website, and we had to print that out and show it to them so they'd up his grade. It's like, you're a teacher, you should know this.
Yeah, you should know that.
But that's the thing is that with the paranormal, we don't know everything. In fact, we really don't know anything. Most of it has to be assumption.
Some assumption, and you just take the the majority type stuff, or where you get enough people that say one thing. It's like, well, it may not be fact, but it is a lot of coincidence put together that might become some fact of something that's happened. It's like, well, okay, maybe.
Yeah. So, another one. Let's see.
Another one.
Spirits have a good sense of smell. Often, and I found these on the internet.
Cookie.
So, cookie.
You want cookie?
Oh, you can have cookies after the podcast. I feel like I'm talking to a 2-year-old.
3?
Spirits have a good sense of smell.
3 years old.
They're often attracted to certain scents. I don't know where that came from. Oh, this one.
Cookie!
Portals are everywhere.
Oh, come on. Heidi, come on.